Hey Clashes, I have improved my Root Rider minion print strategy with two simple changes. The first one is with the spells. I have removed the Overgrowth spell because a lot of times it was quite useless and instead added another Freeze and another Skeleton spell to make the strategy even more powerful. The second change is with the equipments. I'm now using the Healing Tome to keep my healers alive at all costs. No red mines have a chance, no multi-effort towers have a chance of taking them out, and this means it's always going to be a 3-star as long as they're staying alive. I will show you exactly how that's done and what tips and tricks you have to look out for, but as well a reminder, because I've seen many people celebrating the new cosmetics, I thought I would just do a giveaway with them because I have a link for you guys with every single skin in there, which means I will host that giveaway on my Discord server starting today, 1 p.m. CET, and then for 24 hours, the winner is going to be announced tomorrow. So check that out if you want to. It's linked down below in the description, my Discord server. But now let's get ready for this strategy because you cannot fail. Just trust me. Take a look at this. Okay, so the most important thing with this strategy is the beginning, where you're really removing every defense, like every non-defensive building, and highlight every defensive building. Because the important thing here and why we're doing this is because we have Root Riders. They go from defense to defense. So for us, for example, we can go for any pathing. So go through the Town Hall, no problem. For that, we need to clear the left side or the right side. Let's just clear the left side. So let's use the Royal Champ and take that out. And with taking that out, we're creating their pathing. We can as well then use the Invis to protect her. She should come back, right? Yep, there she goes. We're going to take down the cannon, and then that's it. As well, do not get too greedy. If you have Invis spells left over later on in the attack, no problem. That is really no problem. That's completely fine. Turn invisible. The only thing what you should be careful of in this attack, which I nearly did here, is if you lose your Royal Gem in the beginning, that's a big problem. The next thing is the Archer Queen with the Giant Arrow. It's only here to activate those Invis towers. And that's enough with level 1, by the way. So if you're saying, oh, I cannot play this strategy because I have under-leveled equipments, whatever. Like, really, the equipment level on the Giant Arrow is pretty much nonsense on this one. The next important thing here is, by the way, we have the Skeleton spells. Use them to distract stuff. And then, as soon as the walls are open, that's when you can use the Valkyries. Don't use them too early, otherwise they're not going for the core. And that would be kind of sad. Let's just use now the Rage here. The Clan Castle should be taken care of. And then in the core, we can use that Warden ability. So far, so good, right? Let's just use a Freeze here, by the way, because there's a lot of damage. Royal Gem gets healed up again. We can use another Rage in the core. And as I said earlier, as long as those healers are staying alive, you cannot fail with this. Let's just use the Minion Prince ability now to freeze the entire back end, while, like, this base is already gone. I mean, there's already no chance. And while you might have said, okay, in the beginning you look kind of sitchy, I mean, see how much we have alive. Yes, at this point they're kind of like spreading out, but it's like whatever. We have so many spells left. And take a look at this. We have still 9 Super Barbarians. You're going to use those Super Barbarians kind of depending on where you need the support. On the back end, on a spread out base like this, you want to use it more on the back end. Sometimes some bases are really annoying to like funnel in the beginning to make sure that this counter funnel of the Archer Queen is really pushing your Root Riders into the core. This is then where you can use them. It's pretty much a support which is used whenever you need it. You need a support in the beginning, use it. You need support in the end, use it. This is what the use case of those Super Barbarians are for. If you don't want to use a second Super Troop, don't worry. You can as well just make sure that you're adding more Valkyries. It's a little bit weaker, but it still works, because you will see in this video, not a single attack will be close. This strategy, as long as first, you're not losing your healers, and second, you're not using the Royal Champion during the Royal Champion charge, as long as you're following those 2 steps and then create the pathing, which we have said in the beginning, and which I will show you over the other attacks as well, it's not possible to fail. It's impossible. The only way on how I failed so far, I used once the Warden instead of the Archer Queen on the outside, and because I thought I placed the Archer Queen, I used the ability right away. So I had a Warden without the ability on the outside, with an Archer Queen still left to deploy. So that was the only fail so far. Otherwise, it's not possible. But let's just move on. So again, let's zoom out and see where we can create this pathing. Again, try to envision everything as, well, we want to make sure that we're creating this pathing with those defenses. For this, one of the best options, for example, would be, well, we could go into the Town Hall. Yes, we're going to do Fire Spitters. This might sound dangerous, but trust me, at the end of the day, it's all about the pathing. So for this one, because we have those storages on the bottom side, we're just going to clear that bottom side with the Royal Champ because it is creating perfect pathing into that Town Hall. Again, as soon as we're getting like to 5, 7, 4, 7 seconds, 3, 7 seconds, this is always when you have to use this invis spell. Make sure that your Royal Champ is not running out of it. Let's now again use it here. And we're getting some more value. As soon as I think the air defense goes down, we're happy with the value we have gotten because we have created this pathing, which is the game changer here. As well, if your Royal Champ loses a couple of hit points, that's not the end of the day, no problem whatsoever, because we have the healing tome later on and everything. Now we want to go into the merge cannon. Use your skeleton spells if there is a lot of damage in the beginning, like single target, like not a multi-furniture or something. So that's why I'm going to use this one, then like one Super Baron, now those in here. We have the healers. That's always the same, like, how we should do it. Choose this. Wall is open, so we can add this as well. Archer Queen, it's because we have no image towers, like, whatever. But I want to generate the healers. And then as soon as we feel like, okay, there's too much damage, that's when we're going to use the vulnerability. So I think right now, I think that's a good timing because obviously we're going right now just for showcase purposes into all of the damage. I really want to make sure that you like can see the point where it's like it's just about the pathing of the Root Riders. Now let's use this minion here, or the minion prince ability. We have the Valkyries now as support, and the War Break is typically always getting used then for the Queen or like wherever she needs support pretty much. And we can now distract the back-end cannon here. Let's just freeze it once to make sure that my Royal Champ survives a bit long. Well, actually, we have the Fox still alive because we had the healing tome of the Warden. Now you might think, okay, in the core, everything kind of died out, but take a look at this. The Minion Prince with the Phoenix is going to clear still a lot in that core. We have a ton of spells still left, and we have the healers alive. As I said, this is the game-changing thing. Those troops cannot go down with the healers alive. It's impossible. They're just way too tanky, and there's just no way. Let's just turn this invisible now so the Royal Champ can generate some hit points. And we again have like so many troops still left. Let's just wall break them in on the back end so we have some distraction here. We can like still freeze this. And the base is gone yet again. And again, it's not close. Those Super Barbarians, you might have forgot about them. But we still had them for the back end. Like there's so many of them. We have the Roots alive. And as I said, the healers, if they don't die, it's a 3-star. It's guaranteed. There is not enough damage in the base, even though we have went into directly into two fire spitters with a rage tower in front. Does not matter. Healers alive, it's good. There were Black Mans in the beginning, but this is the cool thing about this strategy. First, you have test loons. Second instance then is that you have the Minion Prince, so Black Mans don't worry like whatsoever. Then you have the Healing Tome and the Eternal Tome to keep those healers alive. They cannot go down. And this is why this strategy is just so busted, and this is something which the Barbarian King could never provide. Keep the healers alive, get the 3-star. As simple as it could get. Same procedure as every attack. This time again, we have a nice base. But this is maybe this time a little bit of different because we have one of those core bases. But at the end of the day, it's actually kind of the same. But instead, we have to create even better pathing to get towards the core. So for example, this one. As long as we're clearing the far right and the top side, everything should path into the core, right? Because the pathing then looks perfect. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So for this one, we're going to use the Royal Champion on the right side. It doesn't really matter if it's top side or left side or whatever. It's just all about just creating this pathing. The Invis. And now we have the Expo, which is going to go down. Where's the Royal Champ going next? It's like, she's actually going this way. We can recall her because she got the value. Now, because she went to the top side, I might just switch the plan. Because if we clear out this bottom side here, we still have the pathing, right? Because this is the important thing. This is the defense, and we have this defensive street now going to that direction. So for that, I'm starting with some Super Barbarians here. And starting with the Archer Queen now on the bottom side. We have to hit the Invis Tower, though. So like this, Invis Tower, perfect. Next thing for us, wall break in, and we're going to support the outside a bit more. As I said, Super Barons whenever you need it. And now, like this. Then again, like everything as usual, the timings. Like this. Like a skeleton here. Oh, by the way, this as well. We can distract this. So we can rage this part because we said already we need the funneling quick. If you are struggling with the funneling, just go with some support. We have created the pathing now. The Root Riders are going to the core because our funneling was good enough. And this is what this is all about. Pathing and setting that up. Now the rage in the core. We can use the vulnerability whenever we feel like, okay, there might be a big threat on our troops, just like right now. Then we can use some archers on this one to have the cleanup. The left side is completely funneled, and the core is gone, and we have done the job with the pathing and everything. So yeah, at this point again, the base has no chance of fighting back. The healers cannot die because we have the minion prince in front, we have the henchmen in front and everything. We have a ton of spells still left to make sure that our troops are not going to die. And at this point, just use whenever you want to use any spells. We can support the heroes if we want to, and just use the invis here so the minion prince is staying alive a little longer. But again, we have even some more super barbarians for cleanup for the rest. And the base is gone again. It's not close. Whenever. And again, it's all about 3 things. First, pathing. Getting this, I just like to call it like a certain type of scanning vision where you're just seeing the defenses in the beginning. Like, you don't even really care of what defenses you see. It's just about that you see the defenses, and then in your head, okay, if I take this part of the base out, this is the pathing what I'm looking for. And that's it. This is the first most important point. Second thing, Royal Champion charge. Get a little bit out of the base. It's for the pathing, as we just said. Don't get too greedy. If you lose the Royal Champion, you have failed one of the most important 3 steps. So keep the Royal Champion alive. That's the second thing. And the third thing, which is pretty much always guaranteed as long as you're following the first 2 steps, keep the healers alive, it's a 3-star. It could not get any simpler than that. And I think just to make 100% sure that everyone knows what I mean, let's just do another attack. And here we go again. Okay, let's zoom out and take a look at the pathing, okay? So for this one, we could again just go straight through the core, because if we clear the flanks, like left and right, it should be pretty simple, right? Because we have the perfect street with those dead zones on the left and right. This looks amazing. But as well, you can twist this a little bit to make sure that you're entering more at the bottom side and then entering into the town hall. So I think I like that a bit better, but at the end of the day, it kind of decides of where the traps are and how the Royal Champion path is. So let's just start things here. Use the invis as we need it again, as I said. Invis here. And it seems like the Royal Champion is going to go more towards the bottom side, so we can just go straight into the town hall, and that should be no problem. Always make sure, as I said earlier, that you just don't lose the Royal Champion or too many hit points or something. I would like to get the bomb tower still, that would be great, because that's always annoying for my root riders. But we have set the pathing, right? Because going onto the wizard tower now, we're having straight pathing into the core. So the next thing is to make sure that the troops are not going on the other side, on the like on this side, right? For that, I think we can pretty easily just place the queen, get the arrow. I think we can go for. Actually, I would just go straight into the middle, and then we can wall break at this air defense. That should be fine, no problem. We have the super barons for this wizard tower and such. I think that should be pretty easy. So let's just start with the archer queen because the funnel needs to be set. Then we have the root riders here again, always the same order. Roots, healer, test loons, then the support, the Royal Champion, adding the super barons here. Wall break in, get the distraction on the other side. We can rage things up because there's a lot of damage, especially with the bombed. And then use the vulnerability whenever we have to. So that's kind of how it works. Especially now with the ice. Actually, ice sound is perfect for us. Because, well, we have the Royal Champion with the electric boost. That's what I'm trying to say. So far, this looks amazing. Now let's use the minion prince ability for the back end. We still have like the skeleton spell and so I even have the Valkyries. Why is no one telling? Okay, they're not going to the outside. Whatever. We don't need the Valkyries. We could just whack them. So just to prove a point, I guess. Well, that is next level swag right here. They're just cleaning things up, okay? That's the whole purpose here. But typically you have more damage than in the base, if you would not forget about them. But you have the Royal Champion, you have the Minion Prince, they're just staying alive forever. And they have enough damage for the entire base, especially the Minion Prince, even going down. Like, you have the Phoenix now, it's just crazy. And come on, Valkyries, you can make it. You can make it, go for it, go! Okay, it doesn't really matter. We have so many super barbarians for that. It's like it's a huge overkill again. As I said, it's 3 steps. 3 steps, you follow them, you're going to 3-star. It's as simple. Like, it could not get any easier. This strategy is unfailable as long as you're following those 3 steps. Those 3 steps. The first one, really the defense vision. The second one, Royal Champion for the pathing and don't let her die. And the third one, just keep the healers alive, and you're fine. The strategy link is as always down below. I hope that the strategy, and especially the example attacks, were helpful for you. And thank you so much for watching. And a quick reminder as well. nothing would change of this power of the strategy with the balance changes. The Royal Champion will still get the small pathing setup, as we have done many times. We have the Invis spell left over anyway, so the Invis nerf is like, who cares? We have the small DPS decrease, but again, we go for a quick Royal Champion charge. It's not like 11 Invis, okay? That strategy might feel something, but for us, nothing changes. And so yeah, like this strategy will be number one right now, or is right now number one. It will be number one after the changes as well. So learn it, because you will be able to 3-star everything, and there is no counterplay, so have fun with some 3 stars. I wish you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.